Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game two of our two games here tonight of our doubleheader. Orangeville Prep versus AI Black. We saw a great game earlier with Thornley versus AI Red, them getting their first win of the year. Joined by Steve Martin, Anthony Gaio on hand. And Steve, what do you expect from this game? I know Orangeville coming in as the heavy favorites, but what can AI Black do here to stop the bleeding?
It's going to be their response initially in that first quarter. We kind of know what we're going to get from Orangeville Prep here in the first. They're going to try and start things hot, get everybody involved. They've got a big, deep bench. They want to try and use all of their bench if they can tonight. But if you get the AI Black team to kind of step up and respond initially, then you can try and keep this game tight, at least for the first half, and try and get some offensive sets. Again, it's always great to go up against a great team like this we see here with Orangeville Prep. You're really putting yourself kind of on display, and it's playing against the toughest competition in this league.
And both of these teams on opposite sides of the spectrum. AI Black coming off 3 losses in a row in their previous games, 26 turnovers, and Orangeville coming off 3 wins in a row, forcing Crestwood to 32 turnovers. So, tale of two tapes here, and we'll see if AI Black can bounce back and get back on track. First shot of the game, and he puts it in. And just ahead of time, just a warning, we're not even going to try that last name today. We're just going to call him Elias, as Elias hits the first shot.
It's a great look there to kind of get himself in the open and just drain that one. Great start here for the AI Black team.
Shamar Rath and Mays, double screen coming from Downey and Moncrief. Darius DeVario. Frank, no shot, tough shot. Rebound by Lorenzo Downey. Frank to Moncrief, throws it down with 2 hands. Great way to start off for Matthew Alexander Moncrief, coming off a 32-point performance against Crestwood.
Some good passing on display from this Orangeville Prep team. A lot of these guys have played together for a while now, and some good chemistry here.
Elias, baseline. Sanam couldn't hold on to it. Moncrief, DeVario, kick to the corner. Downey can't hold on to it. A little TRC to TRC connection. Both were on the championship squad from last year. There you go, defended by DeVario. Elias, over to Malik Grant. Got to get a shot up here. Bailout shot, well off the mark. Nam couldn't come down with the rebound. Here comes DeVario pushing the pace as he usually does. Rath and Mays, oh, beautiful scoop layup. He banks it in. Shamar Rath and Mays coming off a very respectable game.
Well, we've already seen some of that great passing from Orangeville Prep, but they like to get out and run too.
Benny Nam poked away. That was too easy that time for Downey. Moncrief, one dribble from the half-court line, and he lays it in. Those gazelle legs. He makes it look real easy.
Well, and the strength to fall through on that, too. Looked like there could have been a bit of contact there, but just with ease laying that one in was Moncrief.
Turned it over that time, and Orangeville will get it right back. Shamar Rath and Mays will take the inbound. Coming off a 12-5 game, 12 points and 5 assists, but did have 8 turnovers. You know, he wants to show that one up. Last year, led the OSBA in assists at 5.5. Mays trips, and they're going to call a foul on the floor that time. Looks like Quentin Watson got him.
Seeing some solid play from AI Institute here defensively, kind of cutting off the lanes, but you wonder how long they can keep this effort up against just a bit of a higher skilled Orangeville team there.
Frank. Downey gonna let it fly from deep. Lorenzo Downey off the mark. Because McVenny Nam, and he traveled. And he knows he did it too. That was pretty blatant.
Can't shoot yourself in the foot after a good defensive possession like they just had there.
You wanna, if you're AI Black here, you wanna take as many possessions away from Orangeville because they could score at such a high volume. The best in the league, really.
Well, and when they get on a roll too, it's not easy to stop them. You can see them go on a 10-point run just like that. And then at that point, you're really struggling to try and battle back into the game.
Moncrief gonna let it fly from the corner. Alexander Moncrief. 5 early points here for him.
Looks like we've got a timeout here from AI Black. Can't leave Moncrief that open.
9-2, first time out of the game, and that's going to be our first time out of the game as well. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to second game of our doubleheader OSBA game of the week. Orangeville Prep versus Athlete Institute Black. 9-2, early start for Orangeville. Matthew Alexander Moncrief with more than half of those points.
Just putting on a display early on here. We saw him on a fast break take that one dribble from the half court and just, like you said, Anthony, like a gazelle with that. But then the most recent play, just the sweet stroke from beyond the arc.
Malik Grant one-on-one with Shamara Rathen-Mays. Picks up his dribble and another turnover that time. Shooting themselves in the foot here.
Need to play smart basketball to try and keep yourself in this game early on here. Keep it competitive. You're already down 7. Can't be giving up possessions like that.
Here's Mays calling out the play. Lorenzo Downey. Mays, foul on the floor, and Quentin Watson can't believe it.
There was a little contact, but I don't think it was anything too excessive there. Refs trying to establish the tone early on in this one.
Mays to Moncrief. Thought about letting it go. Runs into 2 defenders. Got to be someone open, and there's DeVario wide open. Darius DeVario can't get it to go. Downey with the rebound. Mays, DeVario not going to try it again. Moncrief, absolutely beautiful ball movement that time, ending with a Moncrief 3 once again.
And just the presence on the offensive board there, too, from Orangeville. Can't give it up that easily if you're AI Institute.
Stolen again. Moncrief. Beautiful dribble, nearly gets stolen, picks it up. And there's Frank, can't lay it in. Mays with the offensive glass. He's got a mismatch here with Mabeni Nam. Moncrief again in the corner. Matthew Alexander Moncrief is on fire right now. He can't miss.
3 for 3 from the three-point line tonight.
Elias off the mark. Here comes Shamara Rathen-Mays pushing the pace. Mays. Oh, couldn't get it to go on the Euro step. And it'll stay Orangeville's ball. This game getting away from AI Black already.
Just giving up too many second chance opportunities. We've seen it on 2 possessions now, where they've been unable to secure a rebound and just giving Orangeville the extra opportunities. You said it early on, Anthony. You want to take away as many possessions as possible from Orangeville, not give them extras.
DeVario deciding not to shoot again, pulls up to the mid-range shot. Can't get the Jimmy to go.
DeVario's so quick, but with such good body control to square his shoulders and get a clean look.
They can't let it fly, but all these shots have been high percentage, good shots here for the Bears. Orangeville, that is. Malik Grant one-on-one with Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Grant. Well, Benny Nam, I thought he should have taken that one in, but he gets the jumper to go regardless.
Either way, 2 points, but you're right. He had a clear lane to the basket there. I want to see the big man put one down and just drive it home.
Oh my goodness, Frank pulled out the do-it-yourself kit that time and just lays it in.
Head coach Patrick Falduti unhappy with the effort there defensively as AI Institute kind of just let him walk in there and do what he wanted.
Substitution coming in. Justice Prentice going to enter the game for the first time for Orangeville, coming off a 19-point performance. Was instrumental in that win against Crestwood.
Well, and that's one of the things you see from this Orangeville prep team is they get everybody involved. Everybody's going to get some minutes here tonight, and everybody's going to get on the stat sheet more often than not as they hit that one.
It's like Dyson Frank coming out after that beautiful play. You're going to see Jeff Nagandu in for the first time, 6'9", center, class of 2020. Malik Grant, and they're going to call it kickball, or else we would have seen a show that time from Alexander Moncrief.
He knew it too there. Just active hands on the ball, looking for that swipe. And give him that much space, he's going to do something with it.
Malik Grant, nice find that time in the corner. In and out. Here comes Prentice. Finds Nagandu. Turns it over. Here comes Watsa.
The numbers.
Nice play inside. Great hustle defense that time for Lorenzo Downey to poke it away. Watsa. Grant. Malik Grant finds Benny Nam. Can't hold on to the ball. Nam having trouble holding on to here. And back comes Orangeville.
A couple of possessions so far tonight for Nam.
DeVario can't get the athletic layup to go in. Here comes Grant. Turned over again. Nagandu. Moncrief slows it down here. Darius DiAverio. Screen from Nagandu. That's a tough screen to get over. Nagandu patient with it and puts it in. Beautifully done that time to hold the ball and not go up with it right away by Jeff Nagandu.
Well, and how about running a screen when you've got the 6'7" Moncrief there too? It's big on big there, but Moncrief with the ball handling skills of a point guard to find Nagandu down low.
Justin Chase over to Benny Nam. Abuni looking for a foul, and he's going to get it that time. He uses his body contact to draw the foul, and he's going to head to the line for two.
We've seen the last couple offensive possessions a little bit better passing, a little bit better spacing from the AI Black team. You're going up a star-studded lineup like Orangeville Prep has. You just want to be happy with your possessions. Might not drain all of those looks, but if you're getting clean looks and you're moving the ball on the offensive end, that's what you're hoping for.
See there, Abu Nabi off on the first one, and a welcome sight here for Orangeville. Jalik Dunkley Distant. You heard Chris McKee earlier this week with praising his name and how unique it is, and the youngest player on the team, 6'1" guard. He's supposed to be great going forward and getting his opportunity here, getting some minutes. Jalik Dunkley Distant. Happy to see him get some minutes here. He's a great player, class of 2024.
Well, one of the younger players in the league too, and kind of be brought up in the culture that is Orangeville Prep is going to pay dividends for this young man.
Distant. Downey. Justice Prentice. Moncrief. Baseline. Turns it over that time. A rare one for Moncrief. Turned over, back the other way. Dunkley Distant. Euro step. Nearly gets the and one, but he's going to head to the line for a chance at 2 free throws here.
What a great move to get inside there and draw the contact, and still able to put it up too. Some strength there on display.
Next game for Orangeville Prep. They're going to head over to Father Henry Carr on November the 6th. That should be a good one. Joshua Morgan on Father Henry Carr. Looking to have a breakout year once again. I shouldn't say once again. Looking to continue on his breakout year from last year. Definitely made a name for himself. Going to be a good challenge for Orangeville.
Well, it's a good challenge for any player like that too, going up against an Orangeville Prep squad who plays such good team defense. You're really kind of going up against the best, and that's where the best will shine too. Good double team there from Orangeville. Unable to secure the ball though, but they get it back here.
Downey over to Prentice. Nagandu wants it in the post against Nam. Not going to do it. Downey has got some space. Oh, crossover, trying to put the moves on. Nagandu throws it down with 2 hands. Jeff Nagandu, and that's exactly what he can do.
And that's why he was calling for the ball down low. He wanted to put those hops on display there as we saw him go up and just throw it down.
Another turnover here for AI Black, and this game is already out of hand, 23-6. Orangeville just having their way with them. Another screen here for Nagandu. Prentice. Dunkley distant, off the mark that time. Nagandu with his own board and puts it in off glass. Jeff Nagandu showing his strength here tonight.
A couple of great rebounding opportunities, both on both ends here. Nagandu's there to slow things down and stop that fast break.
Nice welcome sign that time. Aaron Abunabi with the layup. Dunkley distant. Going to take it himself, and beautifully done. Knifes his way through the lane for an easy layup.
You were talking about his athleticism. That was on display there, using the left hand on the finish.
Barinam.
Looks like we've got an issue at the scorer's table as
The clocks have went out right now.
looks like they might have lost power there as sponsorship board went down too, so going to reboot things and give both teams a quick break. As we'll take a quick break here and we'll be back to the Athlete Institute here in Orangeville.
Back after a short break here, 1:19 to go in the first quarter. Just looks like they had some technical problems there. Orangeville well in control here, 27-8 after one. Sorry, nearly done one. Watsa to inbound. Malik Grant one-on-one with Lorenzo Downey. Grant, floater. Unable to hit that time, but they get their own rebound. Grant over to Abunabi. Off the back of the iron. And back comes Orangeville. Dunkley distant. Lorenzo Downey, he's definitely not shy. We saw that on display last year in the OSBA Finals. A lot of people could make the case that he should have won OSBA Finals MVP. But that, of course, went to Avon Nava. And another turnover that time by AI Red.
Some errant passing. It's almost like they're trying to do too much in the offensive zone.
We're a little shook by this Orangeville prep defense here, meeting them right at half court.
Well, and who wouldn't be shook by that scoreboard at this point, too? Down 22 points early, but an opportunity here.
Watsa with the steal and the miss jam. He's got to be kicking himself for that one. That would make the Sports Center top 10 worst plays of the day if that was the case here. Downey, Prentice. Nice drive inside and gets the floater to go. Beautiful acceleration there by Justice Prentice, continuing where he left off from the last game against Crestwood.
And just a soft touch to get it over the defender, too.
And the foul. That time. Great shot by AI Black. Off on the free throw there, and Downey comes away with the rebound. Last seconds of the shot, gets the foul. Are they going to call it in the act there? It looked like he didn't put down his dribble again. 2 shots coming here for Justice Prentice.
And that's a tough foul to take. You kind of just want to let the clock run out there. It's going to be tough for him to get a shot up even with only 0.6 seconds left, but foul will send him to the line as he hits the first.
It's the second, and that'll bring an end to the first quarter, it looks like here. (34-10) right now. Orangeville is routing AI Black. We'll be back to see if Athlete Institute can respond in the second quarter. Getting set for the second quarter here. 34-10 for Orangeville Prep over AI Black. Joined by Steve Martin, Anthony Guile on hand here. Second game of our doubleheader, and it's been nothing but like the first game, I should say. It's been a rout here by Orangeville, and Jeff Nagandu nearly continues that pace, and Bonnie Nam comes down with it. Elias puts it in.
Great move to get around the corner there and get that lane to the basket there by Elias.
Jalik Dunkley distant, I should say. No foul call on that play. Surprising. Abu Nabi. Watson. Behind the back, a little too fancy that time, and it'll go back to Orangeville. Downey. Nice find in the corner. In and out that time. That was Mustafa Banjo. Watson. Inside to Mubani, and he's going to head to the line for two that time. Mubani Nam coming off an 18-point game versus TRC, and the game before that against Lincoln Prep, he had 21. So a bright spot here for Athlete Institute in the first couple games.
Big scorer for them. We saw him in the first quarter just have trouble kind of coming down with a couple of balls. He's really got to try and show some of his dominance on the boards as he's off on that one. The biggest thing that has stood out to me so far in this first half has been AI Institute's offense. There's lots of movement on the offensive half court, but a lot of it's happening beyond the three-point line. You're not seeing many cutters kind of through the paint or anything like that. You wonder if they don't try and get the ball inside more.
Justice Prentice. Downey. In front of the mark that time. Watson fouled that time by Lorenzo Downey. A little too aggressive that time. Looks like he's coming up hobbling here.
Little knee-on-knee contact there. That's always a concern.
Looks like they'll be all right. Aaron Abunabi, one-on-one with Justice Prentice. Kick out here. Stolen, but out of bounds. Downey turns it over.
Downey's had a couple of plays like that where he's just been active on the ball, kind of looking ahead to what the offensive player is going to do there, but unable to secure it there for the turnover. As it goes back to AI as they try and set things up in the offensive half court. Only 4 seconds on the shot clock, though.
Watson, air ball, and that's going to be a shot clock violation as it didn't hit the rim.
Things have seemed just a little disjointed for the AI Institute on the offensive end of the court. You see them even prior to an inbound still trying to get things set up, and then that play there just not aware of how much time was on the clock. You've got to try and get something up a little sooner.
Prentice up court now. Screen coming for Downey. Thought he was going to pull it there. Nagandu. Prentice. Drive inside. Strong drive. Everything but the finish. Got his own rebound. Vujoff. Step back. Can't get it to go. Vanjoff, I should say. And a nice layup that time by Jalik Dunkley, distant.
Another offensive rebound there for Nagandu as he's just having a dominant performance on the boards.
Abunabi gets the beautiful floater to go off glass.
Again, we've seen Athlete Institute attacking the paint a little bit more, which has been a little more successful against the stingy Orangeville Prep defense.
Prentice, another strong drive and kick out. Vanjoff this time makes no mistake about it. Mustafo Vanjoff, class of 2021. Tried the hesitation, and Watson. Nam gets the nice little baby hook to go in the lane that time.
AI needs to keep attacking the paint here, and defensively we've seen them with good opportunities, just unable to secure rebounds and giving Orangeville Prep second chance opportunities. You can't have that with a highly skilled team like this.
Downey letting it fly. Watson, smart play that time to throw it off Nagandu's foot.
But again, we see Nagandu affecting what should be an easy defensive rebound, but just his presence there forces smart play from the AI Institute.
Big group substitution coming here for Orangeville once another stoppage and play happens.
Looks like 4 of the starters going to get back in this game.
Watson and the foul off the hop step. That was a welcome sign that time. He's going to head to the line for a chance at an and one.
It's got to be tough, though, if you're AI Black right now. You go on a bit of a run, try and pull back within, and then Orangeville Prep responds with sending out the big guns again. Anthony, you got to see this Orangeville Prep team play in last week's game of the week. What is it that's so impressive about this team?
I think what's impressive is their togetherness and how much effort they put on the defensive end. As great as their offense is, and as, you know, they're the best Canadian team, best Canadian program at their age, without a doubt, undoubtedly. But what stands out to me more and doesn't get enough attention is their defense. They're constantly they're constantly up in the face of these defenders. Look at it now. It's a 39-20 game, and they're meeting them at half court. I just think Tony McIntyre gets this group to go 110% every minute of the game, no matter what the score is.
And I was going to ask you about Tony McIntyre. Even before this game, we saw Darius Diavario putting up some shots before our previous game, actually. And then where did he head to right after that?
He went right to the film room with Tony McIntyre. Him and Lorenzo Downey were actually here hours before game time getting shots up. And like I said, I know it sounds like a broken record. I've been saying this since last year. Darius Diabario is easily my favorite player to watch in this game. Gives 110% no matter what, all the time. He's all effort. And, you know, he doesn't need to score a bunch of points to have a big impact on the game. That's why I love him so much. And I love that he's taking the next step from TRC to Orangeville now.
And he's able to learn from a great coach like Tony McIntyre. And it's that willingness to want to learn, too, that I think really establishes great players. Yeah, I've put up 100 shots, but now I'm going to go watch a bit of film and then have a quick break before I come out and play in a game. And you're right, really seems to be one of those glue players for this Orangeville prep team. And AI Institute starting to move the ball a bit here.
41-26 now. That was Malik Grant under the basket. Under 5 minutes to go now in this first half. Moncrief with it. Alexander Moncrief. Nice kick to Rathan Mays. Watson. Bounce pass. Nearly blocked that time by Rathan Mays, but a layup complete. And looks like Athlete Institute trying to make a little comeback here.
And it's like we talked about at the beginning of the game. You just want to see good sets when you're going up against a great team like this Orangeville team. You want to see this response. You want to kind of test your half-court offense against a great defense. So some good minutes here for the AI Institute Black team.
Good play that time by AI Black. Jeff Nagandu was about to go for another big slam. And a turnover here. Alexander Moncrief. Oh, I thought he was going up for a big dunk that time. Gets his own rebound, finishes it and one. He makes it look so easy, this guy.
That's a tough break there as you had a bit of momentum going your way and then just a sloppy pass up court, and then you give Moncrief an opportunity like that and he misses the first but then puts it right back up after getting his own rebound and able to draw contact too, so a three-point play here.
Wearing the different colored shoes tonight. A little bit of styling, not rocking his usual armband tonight. His arm sleeve, I should say. Watson, tough shot that time. Rathan Mays nearly turns it over. Screen coming from Nagandu. Alley-oop, throws it down. Jeff Nagandu from Shamar Rathan Mays. That was beautifully scripted that time. Two-man game in the pick and roll. Malik Grant, not gonna take it. But there should have been a foul. Rathan Mays lays it in. I thought we were gonna see another highlight pack that time with Moncrief trailing, but
I wondered what was coming there.
Taking a 21-point lead once again here. Nice rondo fake that time, but Abu Nabi unable to get it to go. Moncrief, Alexander, too big and too strong. Offensive rebound again.
And that's all but a replete of that last possession that Moncrief had there.
And Patrick
splits the defender.
Patrick Vadolti is living right now, very animated on the sideline, calling that timeout. We're going to take a timeout here. 2:46 to go, all Orangeville prep. Coming out of the timeout now, you just saw AI Black come, break it down to a 16-point game, and just like that, Orangeville goes on a huge run. Now you're looking at 49-26 deficit here. It's
some of their best offense they've played so far, but in the last couple of minutes, some sloppy plays on both ends of the floor. And Orangeville just able to open back up that lead.
Grant over to Watson. Nice open shot that time, off the front of the iron. Watson off the mark again, and looks like it's going to stay AI Black as DeVario came in and knocked it out of his hands.
Athlete Institute stepping up a little extra energy in their step here after that timeout. Effort's going to be a big thing. It's really tough when you get down like this to kind of consistently play with effort, but again, have to understand going up against an Orangeville prep team like this. Just need to
Look at the acceleration by Shamar Rathen Mays. That's what makes him an all OSBA player.
Too easy.
Malik Grant. Mays guarding. Watts, floater, too strong that time. Watch out, here comes M.A. Mays. M.A. now backing up. Gonna take him in a lane, strong drive. Unable to finish another offensive rebound.
It's almost as if Athlete Institute gets so keyed in on him on the offensive zone, they forget about him after his shot.
Shamar. Oh my goodness! Shamar Rathen Mays with the acrobatic layup that time. I didn't think he could get a shot off there.
It's almost like he hung in air. He had the ball in one hand, was able to corral it back to two, still get the shot up and draw in through contact, heading to line for a three-point opportunity.
Shamar Rathen Mays, you got to talk about him as one of the best point guards in the league. He's been showing it for a couple of years now. You got to put him up there with the Kobe Elvises of the world for sure.
He's good on that one.
Grant over to Watson, just trying to escape this backcourt pressure. Nearly stolen that time by Nagandu. Winding down the first half here, 54-26, 1:13 remaining. Orangeville's just been nothing but dominant here. Watson nearly traveled that time, thought he might have gotten away with a walk there. Gotta let it fly, Watson. Can't get the up and under to go, and here comes Nagandu. DeVario pushing the pace. Rathen Mays got a wide open three there. Scary to leave him that open. You don't want to do that every trip down.
And Nagandu again, just down low with the dominance there, getting the ball and the foul again. You look at the lineup that AI's got out there, nobody really to kind of match up with Nagandu's size.
And there's Dyson Frank, blocked that time, and foul can be called on Malik Grant. Looks like Aaron Abunabi's going to come back into the game here for AI Black for Watson. And he makes 2 of 2 from the line.
That's another one of those fundamental things that you just see Tony McIntyre kind of drill into his team. You don't see them having too many sloppy turnovers. They shoot a good percentage from the free throw line. And those are the things that win you basketball games.
And Alexander Moncrief's pressure there, forcing an 8-second violation.
It's his ability to be so quick with such a large frame, too, that puts him on another level in this league.
They're so good defensively. Like I said in the pregame, they forced Crestwood Prep to 32 turnovers, and they got to already be nearing halfway mark here for that in this first half. Nice shot that time by Elias Panagiopoulos.
Opportunity for 2 for 1 here, possibly, to get a defensive stop.
Alley-oop. That might have been a shot there.
I'm not sure the way it went off the rim, maybe, but I think you're right. He was looking for Moncrief as he can. Just 2 steps, and he's to the rim.
The ball hawking pressure here. Abunabi gets a nice shot though. Off the mark, and Dyson Frank comes away with it. May's gonna let it fly last second. Off the mark, and we'll see what can we say about this game. It's been all Orangeville prep here on both ends of the floor, 56-29. We'll see if AI Black can make a little run here in the second half. Alongside Steve Martin, Anthony Guy on hand. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. Both teams back on the court. Welcome back to the second game of our doubleheader of OSBA Game of the Week. And this game has been a rout so far and by Orangeville over AI Black. And see if AI Black can get a little more effort here in the second half. And just like that, a blocking call actually on Lorenzo Downey. I thought it might have been a charge, but his feet weren't set.
Anthony, if you're Patrick Falduti, what do you say in that locker room at halftime? What can you say?
I think you just got to play for pride at this point, and work on your game. Don't give up. Be a team. Keep going.
Start this as a new game.
Yeah.
0-0 start in the second half and see what you can do. Kind of get in some good reps here against, again, to beat the best, you've got to play with the best. So this is an opportunity to try and compete here with Orangeville Prep, and you want to see what you've got.
You got to look at it as measuring yourself, How far can you go against a team like this? And ultimately, hopefully, it'll go into the next game. They can improve on their mistakes. Shamar now. Dyson Frank. Downey not going to let it rip. Mays thought he was going to step back and let it fly. DeVario off the mark there. No shot coming. Mid-range pull-up. Elias can't get it to go. DeVario behind the back. Beautifully done. Moncrief. Nice dribble penetration to Dyson Frank. Unable to hit the three-point shot. Malik Grant. Abu Dhabi, nice three-point shot there by Aaron Abu Dhabi. A welcome sight for him.
It's a good, clean look and just confidence to go up with that one, too. There's no hesitation there.
Abu Dhabi's been a bright spot tonight, not afraid to let it go. Dyson Frank coming with the screen. Downey's got some space. Lorenzo Downey, that's just too easy.
He's such a threat from beyond the arc. We've seen him already a couple of times tonight. And he gets the respect from the defenders, too, because he can pull up whenever.
Malik Grant into Munabi Tanam. Letting it fly. And I really don't like the game the big man has been displaying tonight. Not enough in the post action. Oh, my goodness. Shamar Rathan Mays. Knifing through the defense. Beautifully done, and he's going to head to the line for two.
So quick on the fast break there. Ability to draw the contact, still try and get up the shot so he can get to the line there. But got to agree with you, Anthony, is when we look at Athlete Institute and the big man down low, Nam, you want to see him try and take it to the hoop. We've seen him kind of pull up a couple of times from the free throw line, trying to get an open shot, and you're not going to establish any kind of respect or anything like that down low in the paint if you're pulling up consistently.
Two made free throws that time from Shamar. Nearly stolen again. Benny Nam again can't handle the ball.
We saw that a lot in the first quarter where he'd get open down low and just unable to secure that entry pass. Because right there, that's an easy 2 points. If he gets both hands on the ball, he can put it right back up.
Malik Grant. Abu Dhabi missed the three-point shot, but it was a good one at that. Downey. M.A. Oh, beautifully done that time by Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Nam once again picks up his dribble.
Thought he might go to the paint there, trying to back down Frank.
Dyson Frank has just proven to be too much for him tonight. Nam gonna have to let it fly now. Welcome sight that time. That's what you want to see more out of Mabani Nam. Either catch it in the low post or drive to the rim. You got the size, you got the speed. Let it fly.
And if you continue to do that, you're going to draw more defenders and you're going to draw more contact. And you're going to see yourself at the free throw line more often. And if you're able to hit from there, then that's the kind of game you want to play.
Off on the first attempt that time. Next game for AI Black will be at Central Tech. Central Tech off to a great start of the year, currently 2-0. And they look to be a heavily improved team from last year. Shot clock hasn't started here, and the ref's going to call a stoppage and play.
Reset things and set the shot clock to 10 seconds. It looks like the ref's calling for here.
Play about to resume. It'll stay with AI Black, but DeVario's trying to make the case that he didn't touch it.
I don't know that he did get a piece of that one. I think, especially from the reaction of the offensive player there, just expected his teammate to be in a different spot.
Yeah. Last shot attempt there.
And that's another opportunity though, where AI Black doesn't know how much time's left on that shot clock and just not able to get a good look.
That would have been a beautiful alley-oop that time, but the whistle on the floor on Shamar Rathen Mays before the shot. Before the pass, I should say.
Well, and Shamar Rathen Mays still able to get that pass up through contact, and you got to see a little bit of the oop there.
Looks like Justice Prentice is going to come in for Lorenzo Downey. Jeff McGandu again set to come back in, and he's going to take out Dyson Frank. Dyson Frank, sorry. Prentice to DeVario. Moncrief. Oh my goodness, a Skywalker. He just hangs in the air for so long.
When he gets ahead of steam like that, too, it doesn't take a lot of space for him to get to the hoop.
Timeout coming here for AI Black. We'll be right back. 30-point game here, 63-33 for Orangeville Prep over AI. Getting back to the game here, and me and Steve during the break were just talking about who we're most impressed by right now in the NBA, actually.
Well, the conversation started because you showed me a quick look. Looks like Trae Young might be out for a bit of time there with an ankle injury, and he's put on a show these first couple of games of the NBA season. And then you were mentioning Devin and Booker, and of course, Canadian. RJ
Barrett averaging over 20 right now through 3 games. Very impressive, but getting back to Trae Young, he came on a lot in the second half of last year. He could make the case that he should have been the Rookie of the Year. Obviously, Luka Doncic has been unreal, but I don't know. Trae Young is a special talent. This year looked like the Hawks were a little revamped, a little bit more. You know, they're building in the right direction, and for their star point guards to go out, that's got to be devastating.
It's a great young team, too.
Right.
And that's where you see a young point guard like that kind of improve the whole team's trajectory.
You see here AI missing again, but there's Nam on the rebound. But yeah, you know, they have John Collins. They have a lot of young guys there, and obviously you got the juggernauts like the Clippers. You got the Lakers. You even got the Sixers in the East with the Bucks. You know, those are arguably the 4 favorites to finish this year. But if you had to pick an NBA champion favorite this year, as Prentice misses the shot, but he's going to head to the line for 2, who would you pick?
I said it before the year, and I really have to kind of stand with my guns. I think the Lakers have got it. I think LeBron's got another level that he can kind of take it to this year. We're seeing already, early in the year, you never see full LeBron, and so he's giving you sprinkles here and there. But I think as long as that team's able to stay healthy and they kind of gel as the year goes on, LeBron James can take over any basketball game.
You know what? It's been 3 games, but I'm very impressed with LeBron's defense so far this year. It's been, he said in the offseason, he's going to try and be him and Anthony Davis said that, Anthony Davis wants to be the best defensive player in the year, best defensive player in the league. He wants to win defensive player of the year, and he wants LeBron to be a great defender as well. And he's kind of showing it the first 3 games. Like I said, first 3 games, can't put anything into it really, but it's a welcome sign. Also, LeBron went to the headband and then off the headband again. What's up with that, LeBron? As DeVario hits the 3-point shot, getting back to this game 68-35.
If we look at the court right now, nobody wearing a headband.
Off the mark there, and looks like it's going to go back to Orangeville now. Here comes Shamar Rathan-Mays.
So quick.
Prentice, beautiful drive. Can't get the reverse layup to go, but there's Nagandhu. In and out that time, just unlucky. Jeff Nagandhu going to get a 3-second call there, and that's exactly what it is. Planted in the lane too long.
But another great offensive rebound, and we've seen that all night from Orangeville Prep, just cleaning up on the glass.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Grant now going to take it up. Having trouble getting across half court. There it is, stolen again. Mays. Open Prentice. Justice Prentice. Air ball that time. Rare miss there by Orangeville tonight.
Seen better energy in the second half from Athlete Institute Black team, but just unable to really beat that press easily, as it's been a struggle to get the ball up the court on almost every possession.
DeVario loses the ball that time. Elias, strong drive, unable to get it off glass. Back comes Darius Diavario. Prentice, Rathan-Mays, tic-tac-toe, unable to finish. Grant trying to direct traffic here. They're going to call a foul on Justice Prentice there. A little too aggressive off ball.
But again, they're up by over 30 points now, and we're still seeing some really aggressive, kind of active defense, keeping the pressure on the Athlete Institute Black team here, and kind of a half-court pass. It's got to be a staple of this Orangeville Prep team. It's just their stingy defense.
Throwing it hits the ref in the head that time.
Ref had a clean look there.
Honestly, it's been a lot cleaner looks than AI Black has gone tonight.
They've gotten some clean looks. I just think it's been unable to capitalize on some of those. And when you get down like they did in the first quarter, it's tough to kind of find that energy and find that extra push to try and battle back here. But we can't discredit Orangeville Prep and how skilled they are and how well they play as a team.
Yeah, I want to get back to that point as Orangeville misses there on the 3-point shot once again. I'm never going to down Athlete Institute's effort, because I think both Red and Black give great effort. They might not have had great success in the past couple of years, but sometimes there's just a talent discrepancy, and you can't do anything about it. Like, Orangeville is literally the best team in Canada. They're the best high school team in Canada, without a doubt.
And it's their ability to consistently put up teams that are the best in Canada that kind of sets them apart. Consistently, year in, year out. You talked about it last year on our way up here, actually, Anthony, and how they were the best team in the league. They dropped a couple of games throughout the year, one in the regular season and one in the playoffs. But there wasn't a ton of turnover on this roster. These guys have been here before. There were a couple of key pieces that did move on, but I think it's that consistency of guys year in, year out. They know what's expected of them, and they know what Tony McIntyre expects from them as a team. They want the golden standard.
It's also who they added as well, adding DeVario and Lorenzo Downey from TRC. Justice Prentice getting more time this year. Dyson Frank, Jeff Nagandhu, big men down low, like substituting for Giovanni Scott and Joe Jones. You know what I mean? And then you still have Matthew Alexander Moncrief, who's going to be in the NCAA next year, and then 2-3 years down the line might be in the NBA. That's how talented he is. and that's just him, and their bench is so deep.
And when you talk about bringing in some of those players like that, but when you have those established veterans, they kind of, this is what we do here. This is your expectation. And I think those new players have responded to that.
And pardon me, I forgot to mention Shamar Rathan-Mays, a great leader, one of the best leaders in the league. And, you know, Orangeville is just first class all around. And Athlete Institute, this whole Athlete Institute arena is just, it just shows how first class it is.
Well, I was going to play off of that. When you mentioned first class, my first thought was we got up here a little early. We walked around, kind of took in the facility, and absolutely beautiful. You look at some of these players reside here. Some of them live on campus here. They practice here. They eat here. They go to school here. Everything is surrounded around this institute, and the institute offers all of that for them. They've got residences here. They've got on-site catering. They've got on-site physio and rehab. It's just a fully encompassed program, and I think that's where they set that golden standard.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. And, you know, they also have a very nice Bears Cafe just upstairs. Unable to get coffee tonight, but, you know.
We checked it out.
Definitely,
we tried.
Definitely next time we come up for an afternoon game, we're going to definitely try some of that Bears coffee. See here, AI Black. Nice layup that time by Ethan Sazako. Sorry, that was Justin Chase. Deverio Nagandu loses the ball that time. Here comes Malik Grant pushing the pace. Turned over that time, but they get a lucky break as it goes off Jalik Dunkley distance hands.
And that's been one thing I've seen tonight defensively. Yes, we've talked about great communication, great spacing on the floor for Orangeville, but active hands. Their hands are always in passing lanes. Their hands are always up and ready to go and attack for that ball.
Nearing 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Justice Prentice with the forced turnover again, and he throws it down. Justice Prentice, didn't expect that from him, but shows the hops here.
He got up there. And good defensive pressure here. Oh, he
that's
wanted to do it again.
Call. He might have went back-to-back on the Yams. .135 remaining in the third quarter, 74-43 for Orangeville over Athlete Institute Black.
Looks like after that foul, actually, AI Black's going to be in the bonus here as they'll head to the line.
Abu Dhabi off on the first.
Turns around, looks for high five there, but nobody there.
Taverio going to take it up court now for Orangeville. Justice Prentice showing the acceleration that time, but can't finish. Abu Dhabi, nice pass to Watsa. Grant, hesitation over in the corner to Abu Dhabi. Beautiful play that time. Unable to connect on the rim. Prentice, alley-oop, and Nagandu can't finish it off.
They made eye contact at about half court there and knew they were going for that one from the get-go as AI responds.
Nice
fast
shot,
break.
nice shot by Watsa that time to receive the pass and lay it in.
Under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Off the mark. And a foul. 2 shots coming here for Athlete Institute as they're in the bonus.
But again, it's Nagandu showing his size down low, going for those rebounds, and he's had a great game so far on the glass.
Just want to give a quick shout out to our photographer, Ruben Polanski down low, doing a great job for OSBA. As usual, always here at Athlete Institute and always at the big games, especially the OSBA games of the week. The kid's so young. He's got so much potential. You know, he's definitely going to have a good job as he grows up, that's for sure.
We were chatting with him for a bit in between games. Just some of the shots he got from that first game, and I can only imagine some of the shots he's gotten here. Great photographer there, and just building the brand of some of these young players, and that's some of the exposure they get when they head to this OSBA league is we want to be the class of the country as far as putting their talents on display and giving them content that they can use to further their careers.
Yeah, for sure. We're lucky to have him here in the OSBA. As turnover there once again by AI Red. Sorry, AI Black, pardon me. Still stuck on last game. Abu Dhabi gets the rebound. 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter here. Last shot coming. Grant. Nice feed off the mark, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 74-48. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Team's getting set to hit the floor here for the last quarter of the OSBA Game of the Week doubleheader special edition. It's been all Orangeville prep here, 74-48. DeVario. Back to DeVario. Corner. Distant. A little too long in the distance that time. Grant. Abu Dhabi. Screen coming here from Nam. Can't handle the ball there. And foul on the floor.
It's the communication again on display, though, as we saw Ngando kind of jump out and try and pressure the ball there. But Dunkley distant right behind him, ready to kind of help on that and force the ball out of bounds. This team, the communication is just unreal. And you wonder, we talked a bit about the facilities in the last quarter. You wonder if that aspect of spending so much time together, you truly do build some kind of brotherhood. You have that family aspect, and it ties the team that much closer together.
Grant gonna let a long one fly off the mark. And it's not just Orangeville team, it's both Athlete Institute teams. You know, they all hang out here. It's all they're all buddies. You see them dapping each other up before the game. It's all one community here. Foul on the floor. Darius DeVario going to go to the line.
Said his name a lot tonight. He's really kind of led this Orangeville prep team on both sides of the court too.
Well, that's really their MO, you know, great stops leading to fast transition buckets, and it's worked for 3 games, going on 4 now.
We already talked about last year's Orangeville prep team that went all but undefeated throughout the year, only losing one game in the regular season and then losing in a tough semifinal.
Abu Dhabi. Benny Nam. Can't get the floater to go in the lane.
He's got to be working on a double-double here.
Prentice. Grant trying to find the leader and went through two hands that time, and another turnover here. I'm just looking at Patrick Filduty's expressions here on the sideline. He is very animated, and yeah, you can't be too happy about this performance tonight.
He was more animated in that first half because there really was a run there in the second quarter where AI kind of got things rolling. I thought Orangeville Prep was going back to their starters, bringing them in to kind of silence things, and AI went on a 6-0 run once they brought the starters in, and then it was just an errant pass there that led to a couple turnovers and another offensive possession, and it's really where this thing fell apart.
Oh, nice play by Abu Dhabi. Finds the open Grant. And the foul. Malik Grant, chance at a 4-point opportunity here.
And that was all set up by Abu Dhabi driving there. Really kind of draws in the defense when he does that and then kicking it out to Grant. Looks like Abu Dhabi might have been banged up on the plays. Favoring his lower back, it looks like they'll keep an eye and see if that wears on him.
Look at this, so fast down the court. Missed shot, but it was a good high percentage one. Prentice. Gonna go back to AI Black here. Substitution coming in.
Yeah, and it looks like Abu Dhabi's gonna head to the trainer's bench here as he's subbed out as Elias jumps in here. He went down pretty hard on that last offensive possession.
Nearly stolen again. Tough layup, but he gets it to go. Mabani Nam.
And you were calling for that later in the second quarter there, is just for Nam to put his head down and take it to the rim, and he's got the size to do it. We saw it right there.
It was a little bit of an awkward drive, but hey, however you get it done, however you get it in the net.
Well, more often than not on those awkward drives, if you're not getting the bucket, you're at least getting the harm and headed to the foul line.
Step back shot. Gets the friendly roll that time. That's Mustafa Vanjov. Mabani Nam, again another hard drive. Falls short of the rim. A couple feet collide in the backcourt there, and on the rebound, Janelle Dunkley Distant with the follow-up. This is Janae Dunkley Distant, and of course his brother, Jalik Dunkley Distant on Orangeville. Violation that time. Dyson Frank heading back into the game. He's going to take out Jeff Nagandu.
Nagandu's had a lot of minutes here tonight. You wonder if he's not done with only 6 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the fourth. He makes his way down the line and takes a seat on the bench.
Vario, Justice Prentice. Mustafa back to Prentice. Nice clean look, and he makes no mistake about it. Justice Prentice once again from the corner.
And they work so well off of each other on that possession line.
Nice pull-up shot. Missed it again that time. Dyson Frank all by himself. Easy layup. It's like a quarterback to receiver that time.
Well, and again, that just shows Prentice knowing where his man's going to be in the full court pass there. That's an easy one for Frank.
Nice crossover in the lane. Got a little too fancy with it that time. That's that double circle pass on NBA 2K flashy pass. If you play on the PS4, which is obviously the dominant system. Any rebuttal here, Mr. Xbox?
I don't know if I have a response really to that. I haven't gotten this year's 2K yet, but you were telling me on our way up here tonight that it is quite the game. Funny enough, actually, and then I got back to ESPN. A lot of the talk today has been about NCAA athletes and their likeness being able to be used in some of these games as they can profit off of that. So they announced that, and then EA later announces that they're not releasing an NBA Live 20.
Well, I think we can break down what's the more important announcement. That's huge for NCAA athletes to to be able to get paid for, basically their name.
Their name, their likeness, all of that, and that's one step closer to being able to be paid for their play as well. Had some interesting discussions around that topic over the last 12 to 18 months, but I think it's about due time. We've seen a couple of different conferences unionize some of their players and that, and the change has started.
I think this is going to keep, NCAA is always going to be afloat, but, you see guys like LaMelo Ball and RJ Hampton, two of the next big prospects in the next couple of years for the draft, going to Australia and getting paid for playing with, and they're playing with pros, not the NBA level, maybe not the NCAA level, but these guys are grown men, they're pros, and they're getting paid, and I think that's a big deal.
They're getting paid, and they're not having to deal with the constant schedule that is a college athlete. I've seen a couple different guys kind of talk about how you wake up, you work out, you have team breakfast, you maybe watch a bit of film, you go to class, then you've got afternoon practice. After afternoon practice, you watch some more film, and then you go and work out again.
Yep.
And then you've got to fit in studying somewhere in there. It can be tough for a lot of these guys, as some of the players in the court right now we're sure to see in post-secondary play.
Another miss that time. Yeah, college hoops is going to start up again. And we're going to see a lot of Canadians there. Saw in the previous game, we saw Thornley play. They lost a couple great guards in Keyshawn Barthélemy and Cassius McNeely. Cassius McNeely at Texas A&M. Of course, Keyshawn Barthélemy, as Justice Prentice hits another three, making the score 93-54. Keyshawn Barthélemy committed to Colorado, the Colorado Buffaloes. So looking to have good NCAA collegiate careers, and hopefully they can, impress enough to get to the next level.
Well, and you mentioned Texas A&M. We actually saw a representative from Texas A&M here talking to Javonte Brown from Thornley after that game that we just saw previous to this. And Thornley's had some pretty big schools come through their doors. We were looking up into this game previous to this, and that's got to be the impact as we see basketball grow here north of the border. Is we've got talent, we have institutions like we are here today that just groom some of that talent. And even at halftime, we were joking around, seeing a couple of the youngsters out here shooting baskets in great form and some of that. And it's like, you would never see this 5-10 years ago, where basketball has just grown so much.
It's also more affordable. Not like hockey. Hockey is a great sport. It's Canadians, lacrosse, hockey, Canadian sports. But it costs money to buy the equipment. Here for basketball, you get a ball, you shoot on the net. It's not as much of a price to pay for equipment to pay in the league. So I think a lot more families are going towards basketball as the years go on.
Well, and we've seen that across the world as kind of the sport has grown in the past. I even extended to 15 or 20 years there. But then specifically this Canadian game, we've seen a couple of different developments with, again, you just look up here, you see Jamal Murray, you see Thon Maker on the walls here, really kind of establishing, no, Canada can be a route to the pros, and you can come to some of these programs where you get experience with great coaches, great players, and great programs that are going to better you for your post-secondary. Like, oh, nice block there from AI Black. But it's bettering yourself for your future And that's what's going to continue to grow. And as we continue to develop these programs, who knows where we'll end up.
Seriously, 90 seconds remaining. Janae Dunkley distant with an and one opportunity coming here. I mean, we just saw the Canadian team win the NBA championship, albeit off of the back of an American, Kawhi Leonard.
I was going to say, when you were talking about your top contenders and no mention of the Toronto Raptors, that's an insult. It's an absolute insult.
It's an insult, but it's realistic. Yes, you love
Somewhat.
Siakam, Anunoby, and you got Fred VanVleet there. It's a great young core. Kyle Lowry's still putting up some pretty good numbers, but you know, you got to compete with the Bucks and the Sixers in the Eastern Conference and the Celtics, who they just lost to.
Bucks don't scare me.
I would be scared of that, of that Greek freak.
I'm afraid of the Greek freak, but the Bucks as an organization, I don't know if they've surrounded the Greek freak with the best talent. And I wonder if the Greek freak doesn't look north when he becomes a free agent.
Oh, I've been hearing this from a couple people at my other job.
But who did you hear it from first? I'm pretty sure that in our previous days at Niagara College, we hosted a sports show, and one Steve Martin brought up the idea, and this was before they'd won a championship, before Masai Ujiri sat there with the Larry OB in front of him and said, we're changing the sport in Canada, and we have big sites. Oh, talk about big sites. Frank throwing it down there.
You know what? I think it's a very unrealistic chance. Just going to put that out there. I don't think Giannis would go north of the border, despite him coming all the way from Greece to America. I think that
He's been in Milwaukee. It's basically Toronto.
yes, but wouldn't you want to go to New York?
No.
I know it's a tough franchise to go to now, but
I don't want to play with Kyrie. I don't want to touch the Knicks.
I would go to the Knicks. I think you're going to see this year the Knicks are going to have.
The Knicks have their star. RJ Barrett's going to run the Big Apple.
They have I wouldn't say running. I think Kevin Durant, when he comes back next year, along with Kyrie Irving, they're going to run the Big Apple there and across the borough in Brooklyn. But I don't know. If New York gets a superstar like that, they've never had a superstar.
Frank wanted to go up again there. He was ready. He was trying. No, New York hasn't had a star player like that, but that's why nobody wants to go to New York. That franchise is a little
morbid,
poisonous.
Yes, and they rot like a fish from the head down. It starts with James Dolan.
But RJ going to turn things around.
Yeah, we'll see. Heading up here on the end of the game. 4.1 seconds remaining. And that's going to do it here. 99-57 for Orangeville Prep in a rout over AI Black. We had a pretty decent night of basketball.
It was a great night of basketball. It's been a pleasure to be guests of this Athlete Institute and see two great basketball games and take in some of what the OSBA has to offer.
For Steve Martin, the rest of the OSBA, I'm Anthony Gaio saying see you later and tune in to OSBA Game of the Week next week.